Lisa, how much longer are you going to be working?
Gobs and gobs of years. I don't know. It's the first thing that came out of
Forever.
my mouth. Forever.
Forever. Welcome, everybody, to The Wins and the Grind. I'm your host, Esco. I am joined by the lovely and talented Lisa Tilt. Lisa, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our show.
We are talking today, Lisa, about being halfway through our careers. And never in my wildest dream, I'm still a teenager, okay, first of all. I'm still 18. I can't fathom the job that I have, first of all. Second of all, I don't know that I ever dreamed that I could be working in my house. I didn't come from that family. So this whole scenario of getting paid to work in front of a camera and to talk about things that I love was never even an idea to me. And now I'm halfway through a career. I've got 25 years in sales and probably actually in IT sales, and I've got a little bit longer in sales in general. So I'm halfway through my career. Lisa, where are you in your career? I mean, what are you, 29?
You're so nice. I think. I don't know. Should I be flattered by that question? Probably not. I'm a little bit further along than you, but not too much. So yeah, about 30 years. And the funny, I'm like, did we have cameras back then when we started our careers?
I mean, to take our ID picture.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. The black and white. Black and white. Yeah, on our ID badges. I remember those days. I actually started my career in radio, so I've been behind a mic for a hot minute. But at 19, I love working. It excites me in so many ways. But yeah, 30 years in. But it's so different, to your point, that the expectation that I could work out of my house and not leave, before the sun came up and get home after the sun went down. That's crazy.
I think what's really neat about your setup is that, you started in your house. You started in the basement of your house, and people were coming to your house, blocking your husband in so he couldn't go on sales calls.
You got it.
And now, you had to get another house so that way, but it's your office, so I think it's awesome that you have that warm feel. And so for those of us that get to work from home, we have that warm feel. However, for those of us that work from home, we also get honeydews a lot faster because they come through that door. But here's what I want to talk about today is, do you feel like you've been working forever? Or do you feel you're working towards the sunset years? I mean, where's your head at? Or does it change day to day?
Yeah, it kind of changes sometimes day to day, right? And it's so weird because I have that mindset too, that at most I'm in my 30s where I feel like I have done this for years. And I know we're going to kind of talk about a little bit of the confidence that comes and sort of the joy that brings in a career. But, I think it's also very much about being in the middle of your career. I feel like I've done this so much, but I don't even see an end on the horizon. So I feel like there's so much I have to do. And almost every year now, it's kind of like, okay, now we're going to do the next thing. And that's equally as exciting. So I feel like I'm also re-energized even more often in different ways. I don't know, because again, I feel like I have honed my craft. There's always more to learn for sure, but then I'm able to look at more of the what's next because I'm just more efficient at different things. Sort of the functionality of the career that I've chosen, but also really interested in like getting into new communities and having different kind of conversations and looking at different strategies for the industry I'm in, things like that. So I don't know. What about you? Are you screaming to the end or what?
It's one of those things where, and it kind of dovetails into what you said. It's like, what more could I be doing to be fulfilled at the end of the day? Because that's my thing is yes, I love what I do. Yes, I have a great time with my team and my customers and all that kind of good stuff. But at the end of the day, when I walk through that door, did I accomplish something, and did I have fun, or did I enjoy doing it? I think that's kind of my thing is can I keep recreating? I was going to name an artist, a singer, and I'm not going to, just because it'll date me even further. But who's constantly evolving, constantly creating, constantly being creative. And I think the way we work, being creative makes us feel successful, having our customers happy with what we did, and our customers could be internal or external. To me, that's kind of it. And so let's celebrate the win, because you did talk about that. You said, I've got confidence in knowing who I am and what I can do and how to do it. Talk a little bit more about that.
I think it is a significant win, and we don't all feel it as a win because sometimes it's a grind, to be honest. I think that's the two sides of the same coin, because with the confidence also comes maybe a little bit more responsibility or burden,
Yeah,
professionally speaking, right? There's a
right.
lot that comes with life, as we tie in, and this podcast talks about work and life, right? Together in the intersection being so important. But professionally speaking, you're also sometimes the person in the room that people look to for final decisions, or they look to for the big idea. And so again, to me, I love that. I think that there are real opportunities to shine in terms of what you know, but also kind of lead from behind and have your hand on the back of the younger folks that are coming up too, and say, look, I got your back and your ideas are great. Absolutely, let's push you forward. So I think that that's the win, the confidence that I know what I'm doing for the most part, or I like to think that I do. And then also kind of training up the next, not even next generation, but sort of next, I don't know, team members that are also building and working on their confidence. So, gosh, that's a win for me. It feels good all around.
Oh yeah.
My success and theirs, right?
And so, again, shout out to Ed Suhu. Check him out on
Yes.
stories from the Edge. Ed Suhu. He's got a YouTube channel as well. But what he has said something a long time ago that has just still baffled me. It's wise eyes and young eyes, and we'll talk about that more in this series of videos. But what I like what you said is that you have the I've been through this, I've done that, and then by the same token, you're still learning and being creative with the younger generation that you're kind of guiding as well. All of that is a win to me, because yeah, that is actually where I feel like I accomplished something at the end of the day. Hey, I taught somebody, I worked with somebody, So yeah, I love that part too. But what I want to double click into this time, so let's double click.
Double click.
The career options we had when we started versus what is out there today. And should we talk about tools and how they have evolved well, or is that just a whole nother podcast?
Oh my goodness. Tools. You like your tools. I like my tools too, but you know better, more of them than I do. Um, what are we doing today versus before? Yeah, you every year we read about all the new career paths and college majors. That's what I'm trying to say. College majors that are even available today. Even what I graduated in, there are 20 different versions of that nowadays, where
Right.
you're going down specific tracks, and certainly everything data driven and AI driven and just technological advancements that are just off the chain, right? You and I talk
Yeah.
about that all the time, how fast things are moving forward. So there are a lot of different opportunities that weren't available when we started. But I would say even beyond that is just even the knowledge and, I don't know, maybe being comfortable with the fact that you can do different things no matter where you are in your career and try different things.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
it's the evolution, I think, that was actually the spawn of this whole series. I want to talk about, so and I opened with this, the job that I have today, never would I have thought I'd have it. I went into mechanical engineering when I first entered into school, and now I realized I should have gone into marketing, and so, did I do the right thing? Am I on the right path? Yes, I'm here doing the right thing, but I want to take advantage of the tools so that way I can be more efficient and do more things. And I'm going to say it. AI is a huge help. It's not right. I will say that it's not
Yeah.
right, but part of what I have to do from a curation and communications perspective is defeat the blank page. Start with something, and sometimes I know all the pieces and parts. I just don't know how to like put it into something cohesive, so that way I can work off of. AI is a great place for that. And
Yeah.
if you would have told me 25 years ago you're going to be talking to your computer, it's going to tell you what a paragraph looks like, I would have been like, no, there's no freaking way. Yeah, and you can even plan your 3-day vacation in Asheville, North Carolina with ChatGPT. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
5 years ago, 25 years ago, we don't even know.
yeah,
Can you type? I was on a
yeah,
typewriter.
yeah, exactly. It was like, let me teach myself how to type. Okay, so let's talk about you being on your career path that just started with. Are you still on it?
Yeah. Are you still on yours? Mechanical engineer turned marketing guru?
I would say yes, but kind of. So I'll let
Yeah.
you answer first. Ladies first.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, but kind of. Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with mine. My industry has changed so much, just like everybody else's industry. I get that. But I know what I know, right? And I think that what has been exciting are the new developments and absolutely embracing AI for the work that I do, marketing, communications, again, not staring at a blank page, but being very clear that what gets spit back out, it's only as good as the information that you put in. So
Right.
you having to know your client's business, your company's business, what you want out of it, tone of voice, all of those things. You have to know an awful lot. It's not going to replace all of that information that you know, right? So, but really capturing the power of it, and we talk about this at my company all the time. What are the best ways to use it? What are the ways we're never going to use it,
Mm,
right? Putting up the guardrails, having strong clarity in that, but also taking away a little bit of the fear to not even use it in the first place, right? And I do
right.
use the same thing that you said, don't start with a blank page, start with
Right.
an idea and what you want out of it, and then work on it and massage it from there. And it makes us so much more efficient on kind of the day-to-day and then the I guess, massive amount of content development, where we then continue to enhance is the nuances, the meaning, again, going back to tone of
Right.
voice, and how we want to go market, but then able to focus more on the strategy. And talk about a game changer for us and what makes our industry and our work more exciting by taking out the minutia and figuring that out.
Oh,
But the
absolutely.
tech
Absolutely.
industry is not any different, right?
No, no, the tech industry is, well, it's not any different because now we're using it differently. I think what's gotten off the ground from an AI perspective is the fact that we can actually use it to figure out where things got broken or
Mm.
figure out a way to make things more efficient, streamline a lot of stuff. In fact, there are tools now where I don't write HTML. I just don't. But everything I do is actually HTML in the background. I can actually generate HTML. So now I found a tool where I go, hey, I want to do this, and boom, it does it for me. Great. It's one less thing I have to learn ish. So let me answer the question, am I still on the career path? Once I discovered that I was a sales guy, that I love doing it, and I love doing it from a teaching perspective, the fact that I was a mechanical engineer, that I thought like that I thought like an engineer, math and drawing and all that, I said drawing, that kind of stuff, that's actually where it started. And then I took that concept, teaching, selling, my knack for IT just came out and boom, yes, I'm on it. I think where I've evolved is I love reading a room. I love addressing a lot of people. I love whiteboarding. I love coming in without a script and from the hip talking to people. So, am I still on it? Absolutely. Once I figured it out, and I have evolved it, and I think that evolution has allowed my career to also evolve. So I was active in my career. So here's a funny question, and I've got to ask this of you. How do you climb the corporate ladder?
Yeah. There was a ladder at the beginning.
For those of you that don't know, Lisa owns this small little outfit in northern Atlanta called Full Tilt Consulting. She owns it, and they're a global company, and she owns it. And so, yeah, what corporate ladder are you climbing since you don't work
You
for
know what the
anybody?
ladder I'm climbing on is changing light bulbs in the office. Because as a CEO, sometimes you just got to do all the jobs. And we literally had a ladder pulled out. And I love that, right? That's all part of being a business owner too. But it's an interesting piece of it. I think the clarity of when I started, again, I started early in corporate, even though it was radio, it was a corporate environment, and then moved on to some other things as my career progressed. But there was a path, and we even talk about this with our HR teams as literal career pathing. So I think that's the new version of corporate
Right.
ladder. But I think it's so much smarter because there's so many different ways that you can go now. I think we've talked about, and for the people listening too, even kind of putting ideas in their minds of like, oh, I didn't even know I could think about that, or I didn't know I could
Mm.
talk to my manager about that. But here we're starting, not starting, but really activating more and more for more of our senior folks, right? Okay, I don't want to manage people. That I love the work that we do. I want to be an individual contributor at a senior level, and so that's what I want to do. Or I love managing people and mentoring, and so I want to put half of my day into that work, right? Two very different paths, both okay, in fact both fantastic, because I need people operating at a senior level doing the work that we do. So but even acknowledging that in my, you know, I guess when I started out, you just, here's your next level, and here's your promotion, and here's what to work for, and here's your next promotion. And now you get a team of one, and now you get a team of two, and now you get a team of five. But maybe I don't want to get a team. So I just think that there's really so many opportunities. And if I see nothing else, it is talk with your manager if something doesn't feel right
Yeah.
or not clicking with you, because boy, that's something to double click into, right? How do you do that? Are you comfortable enough with your manager? If not, is there somebody in HR? I just think there's so many opportunities to explore where you can do your best work. And guess what? Any company that's smart enough to acknowledge that will want you to do your best work by the things that you enjoy. And
I
you've
can't.
created that. I
I
mean,
I I was like, I can't believe how we end up in the same freaking
I do.
place with with a question. I asked you, is climbing the corporate ladder still a thing? It was a joke, right? Well, I mean, it was a question. And you ended up with where I wanted to start. I don't want to
Nice.
manage people. I do want to mentor people. I want to be the best at what I can do. Thus, I am now a senior, blah, 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 whatever my title is. And so, but that's perfect. That gives me the opportunity to interact with others, to kind of coach, mentor, team lead, or project lead, whatever the case may be. And I do have the conversations with my manager where he's like, hey, I can't do this. You are senior level enough. I need you to go be my representative with a director or with a whatever. And so now I'm climbing the corporate ladder, even though I want to be an individual contributor, but I'm doing it with a relationship right there that I have built based on my seniority. The other thing, and this is what becomes interesting for sales guys, is when I started, I was on the phone. I was transactional. I was, home sales, and then I went into state and local government sales. So as soon as I heard somebody's last name was manager, I would get nervous. somebody's last name is director, I'd get real more nervous. Somebody was a CIO. Oh no, I can't talk to. I have, being halfway through my career, I'm more comfortable with those types of conversations. I understand how they look at the business, and so I'm able to have the appropriate conversation with a CIO. I'm not going to tell you, what the nanometers are in the processor and how far or how close they are. I'm not going to tell the CIO that. I'm going to tell them how their team would benefit from the new security features that the chip can have inside of it. And so that's what I'm talking about now with a CIO. Now, with an admin, yes, we will talk about those things because that's interesting to them. Hey, so
It's
let's talk
fun.
about the next couple of things that we're going to be talking about. So,
Yeah.
has remote work helped or hurt my work-life balance, and advice for managing up and down? That's what we're going to be talking about in our next couple of videos. And then if you haven't caught our previous video, the sandwich generation, we kind of addressed where we're going what direction we're going in this video series. We're kind of turning the corner here and doing something a little different. So, Lisa, closing thoughts halfway through your careers, or is it the glass half empty or the glass half full?
Glass half full. Halfway through my career, glass half full. Again, I think, it comes back to having the confidence, being able to have different kinds of conversations, putting myself into new populations of people and business conversations. It's really, really exciting. So I think, in my 50s, where I'm able to um, know my craft, but also continue to learn different aspects of that, and coming at it from a strategic business conversation is absolutely thrilling.
And with that, that's the wins and the grind. Bye, everybody.